I just want to make like a quick short video just talking about the Club World Cup and the few games I've gone to in Seattle. I'm only going to 4 of the 6 games. I'm not going to the Sounders versus PSG, and I think it's Internacional versus River Plate. But I just want to give thoughts from like the games I was able to see, my thoughts in terms of what it'll look like for the World Cup, and some skepticism. But I mean, I'm a Sounders fan, and I knew that we were gonna just lose the games that we've already played. I mean, we put up a good fight. We scored against Botafogo and Atleti, and couldn't be happier, at least with those results. But my whole thing that I wanted to at least talk about was just interacting with all the other fans. In terms of where I was a neutral, so Sounders weren't playing. The 2 games were River Plate against Urawa Red Diamonds, and then the other one was Urawa Red Diamonds versus Internacional. I got like small gifts or souvenirs from the fans. Like, I got a scarf from the Urawa Red Dragons, Internacional, and River Plate. I got flags, which was really cool. But I got sold on starting to follow the Red Diamonds. I want to share with you. I don't know for any Sounders fans that live here or anything like that, but I felt that they had a lot more passion than we do when we support our Sounders, and that's why they got me sold on being a fan of theirs. I'll eventually post me wearing a jersey because I am going to order a jersey, and I will try and follow the team to the best of my ability, but they got me sold on becoming a Red. But going beyond that now, exclude the Sounders games because the Sounders games were on a weekend or a holiday. So Sounders played on Sunday, and then they played on a Thursday, but it was Juneteenth. It was a national holiday, and it was a more later in the evening kind of a game. Both games surpassed 30,000. I want to say Sunday was just above 30,000, and then Atletico was 50,000. When the 2 other Club World Cup games, one of them was on a Tuesday, that was just under 12,000. And then the other one that was on Saturday, so at the time of recording this, it was yesterday, there was just over 30,000 at that game. And so I'm slightly skeptical in terms of what the attendance will be for the World Cup, only because who knows what countries are going to be here. I expect the U.S. men's national team game to be sold out here in Seattle. And then I think we're hosting a knockout game as well. I expect that to be sold out. But depending on who the other countries are, I have no idea. Especially depending on the following. Like Atletico is a very well-known team. They're followed across the world. That might be a reason why there's 50,000+ at the game. And then you have a team like Urawa Red Diamonds, who they're heavily followed by the Japanese, and they did show up in numbers, but it's not a club that's known around the world like Atletico or Internacional or even River Plate. River Plate did have some numbers when I was there, but slightly skeptical. We'll have to see how the rest of the tournament plays out in terms of what attendance is, because after this week, it is just going to be knockout games. I think the last group stage game is either Wednesday or Thursday, if I remember correctly, and knockout games start this Saturday. So we'll see. I'm just slightly skeptical. I hope things turn around in terms of just attendance numbers go up throughout the rest of this tournament and just give us a little bit more hype for when the World Cup comes around. I just wanted to share my thoughts, especially since I went to a few of the games. So just let me know your thoughts, what your hopes are for the World Cup, where you're even going to be watching it from if you're going to travel to any of the other host cities. But just want to share my thoughts. Like, subscribe, comment, share your opinions on this. I want to hear what everyone thinks about this just because World Cup is just around the corner. So we'll see what happens. All right. Catch you guys later.